Hey guys, welcome back to Exploring Temecula. Today's video, market update for the month of June. I'm a little late just because I've been so busy, but these are getting to be really important. For 6 months or for a year, it was almost boring. Every month I knew it was going to happen. We're coming into a time that I really don't know what's going to happen over the next 3 to 5 months. So if you are a home buyer, I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and watch these monthly home video or market updates. One of the things that I mentioned in one of my previous videos is you're hearing a lot on national news through YouTube channels, but in my opinion, real estate is local. So what's happening in Georgia or Florida or Arizona is not necessarily what's going to happen right here in the Temecula area, good or bad. So make sure you subscribe and keep up to date and help you make a better decision moving forward, whether you're buying or selling real estate. If you need a home value, we're a licensed real estate, not only a brokerage, but we're a licensed appraisal company, so we can do that for you. And we do a lot of videos just on the surrounding area of Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, Winchester, Wildomar. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and let's get into the video. Hey everybody, here we are on the InfoSparks information page for MLS. For those of you that have seen these before, sorry, but I'm going to go over everything. I compare Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee, and we're just going to go over some numbers. On the bottom here, new listings, active listings, days on market, shows per listing. Very interesting, some of the things that I want to go over this month. First, we're going to start off with new listings, and a lot of people are talking, if you watch online, if you watch YouTube videos, that inventory is rising. And one of the reasons I started this channel specifically just for these 3 cities, or mainly Temecula, but I do include all 3 cities, is that I feel that it's very localized. What's happening here is not necessarily what's happening in Georgia or Florida. And as people have pointed out, that listings or newly listed properties have risen over the last month in America. When you look at Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee, in June of 2022, we have in Temecula 251 listings. Back in June of 2021, when supposedly this massive shortage of homes, even more than there was now, nobody's listing their property, supply is the problem. That's why home prices are going through the roof. There's only 277. So 277 to 251, there's actually less new listings in 2022 than in June of 2021. In June 2021 for Murrieta, there was 294 newly listed properties. And in June of 2022, 295, Menifee, 284, and in June 2022, 276. So we are actually at lower levels in 2022 than we were in 2021. So what does that mean? Especially considering some of the previous videos that I've done that just show how buyers are taking some of the power back with being able to make an offer, get it accepted, maybe even get some closing costs, get repairs done. I think that it's just interest rates. There's less buyers in the market right now than there were a year ago. That is the only explanation I have, because it just doesn't make sense. If there's more listings last year, why was it impossible to get an offer accepted as opposed to this year? If your buyer likes a home, generally speaking, they're going to get the first couple homes in way of offers accepted in 2022. Next, this is sort of telling. Again, when it comes to active listings, this is just the whole market, what's active. It's not necessarily newly listed properties, it's what's active. And although we have historically still low supply, which again, I've mentioned before that I think that that's one of the reasons that, we're not going to see a massive crash, along with many other reasons, but simply just the supply side of it is still very low. And really it is higher in way of active listings that we've had since basically November of 2019, maybe December 2019 is the last time that we've, at least for the city of Murrieta, been very similar. But then we went in this 2-year cycle where there was really nothing every month in way of active listings. Again, one of the reasons that, in my opinion, the active listings are rising is because interest rates, there's less buyers. Okay, so next up, we have days on the market. And as I've mentioned before, from August 2020 all the way through till June 2022, we have an average days on market, really 5 to 10 days. And even in June, even with the interest rate hike, you're still having the average days in Temecula 10 days, Murrieta 11 days, and Menifee 10 days. So pretty much you open escrow, if you're priced right, you're going to be closing gone in 40 to 45 days once you list your property. So again, very interesting. As much as people want to talk about the housing market is crashing, the housing market is going to crash. I don't know either way or what is going to happen in the future. What I can tell you is, looking from the data right now, just from the first few tabs that we've looked at, there hasn't been a whole lot of change in the market, the local market of Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee. Okay guys, so next up, percentage of original list price. And I like showing this tab just because it paints a really good picture of, if you're going to list your home for $500,000, what can you theoretically, on average, expect to get for your home. Right now, in June of 2022, everybody is still on average getting exactly what they're asking in way of list price. Of course, some are getting less, some are getting more, but the average is 100%. We had it as high as 103 and even as up to 105% in May of 2021. June of 2021, 105%. Now, you think 4%, that's not really a big deal. Well, in way of sales price, that's on a $500,000 home, 5%, that's $25,000. On average, they were getting on over list price on a $500,000 home. So that is actually a pretty substantial, thing to look at. Pretty crazy to think that on average people were getting 5% over what they're actually listing. But here in June of 2022, all the doom and gloom that some people are painting a picture of throughout America and the housing industry, we are still getting 100% in way of what is actually what the home is actually listed on average throughout these 3 cities. Okay, finally, wanted to talk about one of probably the most important, not necessarily most important, but the tab that everybody wants to see, the average sales price. For 2 straight months, we have gone down in Temecula. So in April of 2022, the average sales price of Temecula was $747,500. In June of last month, we are at $730,000. So almost basically a drop of $17,000 in those 2 months. We went up in Murrieta. So the average sales price in Murrieta for May was $660,000. Today, or for June, it was $680,000, a $20,000 jump. And in Menifee, we dropped from $591,000 in May to $575,000 in June. This will be interesting over the next 3 to 5 months to see this chart and where it goes. Are we going to see a continued downturn in these? Is this an anomaly, basically, is what I'm saying, is Murrieta going up 20,000. Are we going to see a continued downturn in these three cities overall over the next 3 to 5 months? If rates jump another point and a half, I would guess that you're not going to see a massive decline, but you're definitely going to see, maybe a number in 2 or 3 months. The average sales price in Temecula, maybe 700,000. Basically, what would that be? Let's call it a 3 to 5% drop. That's just a total guess. I have no idea. But obviously, I am seeing, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, with higher interest rates, buyers are taking a little bit of the power back in way of getting an offer accepted, getting repairs done, getting solar paid off, getting some closing cost credits even in some cases. So just be aware that if you are a buyer and you are looking to purchase a home right now, it's not like it was a year ago. Chances are you are going to have a great opportunity to get the home that you love. So there you have it, guys. Thank you very much. Hopefully these help. And until next time, exploring Temecula.